Is the seventh day of the 40 days of hope. And I'm Megan DiMartino, and I am here at Novita Beauty Regenerative Wellness. And as I said, it's the seventh day of the 40 days of hope. And I am so happy to be here with you again tonight. We've been coming live every day, and it is a joy. It really is. My earrings are clinging against these beads. It's like, I hope it's not distracting you. I'm gonna move this over so no, it's still clinging, clanging. But anyway, tonight I'm going to speak about challenge. When things become so challenging that you think that you cannot take another step. Those moments come, they do. And it is so important to know that they are there to show you, really show you that God is in the midst of it. And I wrote some things today, and just as God is strong enough to carry, well, actually, I took this from Oswald Chambers' book, His Utmost for His Highest. And but then I wrote around it. But God is strong enough to carry what is crushing you. If something matters to you, it matters to God. Invite Him into every circumstance you're facing. Every circumstance. Isaiah 25:1. Now, the reason I'm doing this segment of 40 Days of Hope is because I want to come to you live and share thoughts and ideas that are surrounding my Propel business program. It's called Propel, your Business and Life Activation Program. And we're all in life together. We're all doing life. We all have dreams, goals, and aspirations. We have visions of things that we want to do that are, basically hoped for. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. Hope is not a wishful thinking. It is a tangible thing. It is something that you're seeing there. So we have to learn to see things and believe it in our heart, really believe it in our heart. Write it down, write it on tablets, speak it forth. But there are going to be truly, truly devastating times that take you off center, and you feel you have totally not only lost what you were working towards, but it's insurmountable that you cannot go forward. That type of thing happened to me back in the latter 90s when I was selling my first business, Glycolique. Hi guys that are coming on. I'm Megan, and this is the seventh day of the 40 Days of Hope. And I'm talking about challenge tonight. Because again, 40 Days of Hope, you say, well, what does challenge have to do with hope? Well, guess what? If you are seeing it, believing it, hoping for it, faith is the substance of things hoped for, with the evidence not yet seen. And so that evidence, you don't know, you do not know, but you know in your heart that this mission is not aborted. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I know as I know that God is in the middle of this, and this too will be worked out because He knows those plans for you. So in the latter 90s, I sold my skincare line to a vendor. Actually, it was the manufacturer of the line. And contractually, I was running the line for a year, and then I would leave and start whatever I was going to start. And during that season, they came to me and said, do you want to buy this back? Because they had been sold. And so the new owner didn't want to continue this purchase. And I really, by that point, I could see that I really did want to buy it back. So I entered a buyback structure with them, and I had completed it. It was a year later, and it was a year contract, and I completed it. I paid them for what we had agreed upon. And I was like, yippee-ki-yay, it's time to take this out of here. And meaning the inventory that was in the warehouse. And so they were pulling shenanigans. It's pointless. It's not part of the story or the point. But I hired an attorney to approach them and see if we could get into inventory and get the contracts completed. I paid them for what, because they, at this point, owed me money because they hadn't paid for the last month. Again, not part of the point, but they owed me money. So there wasn't a lot of inventory there, but it was time to take it out and get out of there. But they were dragging their feet, and I knew something was wrong. I really did. And so one day, I got a call from a vendor of mine, a distributor rather, not a vendor, that bought the products from me. I had just trained one of his educators, and he called me and said, Megan, I just got a call from this company and that they have taken over my company, Glycolique, and that you are no longer involved. So what did I do? I called my attorney. So basically what they were doing, guys, is doing what's called a hostile takeover. They had taken all that money and I kept it going and building, it was growing, and they stole it basically. So I called my attorney and this is the point of the point. I called my attorney and he was flying from Texas to Los Angeles. He had a law license in both states, California and Texas. He had gone to law school in University of Texas. And so he was flying back to Los Angeles and he said, what do you want? Meaning he's a lawyer. So do I want to sue them? What do I want to do? I said, I do not want to sue them, but I want my money back. I mean, I was losing my business, my baby, but I wanted it back, the money back that in good faith I worked towards and paid them. And so I prayed, I was in my garden that day, all day as he was flying, and I was just speaking to God. That's what prayer is, guys. Prayer is just talking to God. God wants to hear from us. When things are like, I'm slammed against the wall. I mean, I'm talking about a lot of money. And meaning, and not just the money that they owed me or that I paid, but years of work. And so maybe 8 hours later, I got a call from this attorney and he was all excited. And he said, I was flying back and before days of cell phones where you have phone numbers in it, he said, I was looking through my day timer and saw my college law school roommate who now is the head counsel for this company. That's only God. For this company. He said, I landed, I called him, and I told him what happened, and he said, what does she want? And he said what I wanted my money back. He said, that's all. Like, I should charge them for, fees and duress and all sorts of, lawyer kind of things. And so within a week, that money was in my account. That's only God. I gave it to the Lord. I put it on the altar and he took care of the situation. But it's about getting out of your own way. And I know it's hard. Do not misunderstand. I'm not minimizing that. I'm just saying when things get confusing and hard and you're up against a wall, it could be millions of things. But know that God is in the middle of this. And I'm going to repeat, because a lot of you guys were not here when I read from this book I love. It's called My Utmost for His Highest. Oswald Chambers, he was from London, from England back years ago. But this is a revised edition because it used to be in, King James, Old English type of thing. But God is strong enough to carry what is crushing you. If something matters to you, it matters to God. Invite him into every circumstance you're facing. And so that is hope, knowing that God is in the midst of everything and that you just trust the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And in all your ways, acknowledge him and he will direct your path. So the PS to that story is that, yes, I lost the business. I did. But my vendor and I, who had been the head chemist at that business, had started his own manufacturing business. And we were working together now. And we were working on a new and improved, so to speak, had I gotten my first line back. And so when this happened, he said to me, do you want to move forward? And I said, I don't know. I just do not know. I need time to be by myself, think about this, pray about it, because obviously he had all the formulas. He had all the R&D that we'd been working on for new and approved, and expand the line a bit. And I said, I just don't know. And again, I went back to God. I went back to the altar. And that weekend, and it was Memorial Day weekend, 1997, and there was a little prayer book that I had when I was a child, and I opened it up, and there was a card in it, like if I wrote you a note card, and in it, it was typed, and it said, the call to new beginnings is ringing in the air. It's reaching through circumstances everywhere. Stand tall. Take the first step. The second and third step will be revealed to you. And it was Psalm 37. And that was a verse that I had really leaned on during this very trying, confusing time, because I knew for a while there's something very wrong until they did what they did. So just know, guys. And so when I read that, it was like, oh my God, this is a note from God, meaning he would write to you if he could. And he wrote me a note, and it was typed, but it was in that little prayer book. And so I called my vendor and said to him, okay, come over Monday, let's get going. And that, as I said, was Memorial Weekend, 97, and we put together what is today Novita Spa Clinical Products. So you can go to propel.megantmartino.com/info and find my website, novitaSpa.com, and see the products that came from that time. We've re-engineered, we've added things and so forth, but the point is that is what came from that, leaning and trusting and knowing that God was guiding. I could share so many more stories of that nature, but about, Mark 7:7, ask, seek, knock, reach out, speak to God. He is waiting for you. Trust him. And that is hope, knowing, I know, as I know in my spirit, that is my hope, that hope that passes beyond me, that God is there and he is guiding me. I have goals. I have things I'm working on, things I know, such as this amazing non-transdermal stem cell activation patch, which I've been working with the LifeWave Corporation for a while now, and tying it together with all my regenerative wellness work that we do here. But the point is, God is guiding me. I know that. And I'm listening and taking because trust me, I've made so many mistakes and continue to, because we live in our own flesh. We live in our own assumptions. We live in our own egos. And so we have to put that on the altar and trust and lean on him. So I hope this helps somebody. I really do. I so appreciate you coming on. Do subscribe to my channel here and ring that bell. You'll get notifications of me going live. I go live in the evenings, and then leave a comment because it helps people. And then go to propel.megandmartino.com. Not only is the website there of novitaspa.com, but my TED Talk, my book, Hope and Possibilities, Just Over the Horizon. It has an audio book as well there. You can go to Amazon and buy it, but it's at no charge there for you. My podcasts are there, but I have a community. It's called the Propel Community. go and join us in the community. It's no charge, and every day you get a little nugget of inspiration, encouragement in a text as you open your phone in the morning. It is. I do a newsletter every week. We do virtuals and webinars and different, dynamics that help you. Now, even if you don't have a business, it helps you really clarify because of what you're doing, because it's based on my 5 C's. I'm talking about the Propel program: clarity, courage, confidence, commitment, and compassion. And compassion, as I spoke about tonight, is about compassion for yourself. So do go there. I would love you to join me and others in the community. And I'll see you tomorrow, though, for day 8 of 40 Days of Hope. And be blessed.